Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are talking about XRP and we are discussing different game plans and strategies approaching the end of the lawsuit, and there's a lot of narratives pointing to very soon, which we will go into. Now if you are a regular viewer of the channel, you would know we barely ever talk about the lawsuit. Barely, because there's plenty of channels out there uploading videos every 30 minutes of new info being released with the Ripple versus the SEC, and by the time I make a video, it's then considered old news. Also, I personally believe that the case is going to end when the case is going to end, but in today's video, there's just too much good news I need to go over. So first part, that news, then going into the plans, strategies, selling, holding. So stay tuned for that. Also, really appreciate if you leave a like down below, and let's get straight into things. So firstly, article here by the Daily Hodl. Pro XRP lawyer predicts critical documents relating to former SEC director will be available to the public. So yes, he concluded that Ethereum and Bitcoin were commodities and the testimony is hidden and nowhere to be seen, and the SEC do not want it to be released. And these lawyers are predicting that these documents are going to be made public. The real question that stands here is, why does the SEC want it hidden and not want it released? This is a pileup of all information we have here. Moving on to the next one, the Voyager case. We know Voyager went down. Binance tried to buy Voyager. The SEC said, no, you cannot do that. The Voyager old token is a security. The judge says, can you prove that? They couldn't. So Ripple is going to use this in their favor. Now we also have here Johnny Deaton. We're going to discuss this. One more bit of reading here. The judge's ruling is coming down within the next few weeks. Maybe this week. This is where all the hype is around, right? We might see court case resolution this week. Summary judgment from Torres. Attorneys see that a decision will be made on or before the 31st of March. Now, I'm not getting my hopes up too much because it could still go to Supreme Court. Now, Johnny Deaton has stated it's actually favorable for XRP to go to Supreme Court, and even worst case scenario, if the ruling does not go their way, they could actually appeal that and still function business as usual. So with all that in mind, all the hype going around XRP right now, eyes on the chart, live streams and whatnot, let's actually move on to the game plan. Now, when it comes to XRP, on the channel, we try and find some middle ground. There's always two big split opinions. One side of XRP holders stating they are never ever selling their XRP, and they have multiple ways of collateralizing, lending in the future and whatnot, never selling. And one side stating that they're going to sell their XRP, all of it, at $2 to $3 range. I always say on the channel, why not do both? Why not take profit, enjoy the process along the way, but have a bag, the main majority that you never actually plan to sell? Now, I do say here 20% for taking profit. It's probably going to be more towards 5 to 10% when the lawsuit actually ends, depending on what actual price targets we hit. This is more aimed for the 2024 run that I personally believe that we're going to happen. So, for example, if I had 50,000 XRP, 10,000 for profit, and 40,000 that I never actually plan to sell until later dates, or multiple methods of staking your XRP. I love this idea also of having a separate cold wallet for your long-term bag to make it extra cold. Now, Decent Wallet is one of my favorite, and if you're looking for one, this kind of links are down below. From the US, also, you get free shipping. I know for sure there's XRP die-hardcore maxis screaming at the screen right now, why are you selling your XRP? But there's ways you can earn passive income in the future by just holding it all or using it for your advantage. Right, here's one by David Schwartz. Now, let me read this. It's quite a lot to read, but stay with me here. So, one reason might be if you had a lot of XRP and plan to hold it for a long time anyway, you could over-collateralize the loan by a significant amount. The sticking point would be that you have to keep the interest rate down. You need someone or some way to protect the lender if the price started dropping. The hard thing to do is a mortgage because the house isn't very liquid. Perhaps if they had the right to take the XRP, it wasn't kept above a particular collateralization rate, that would make a good deal for the lender. But you need a borrowed who had a lot of XRP and was willing to lock much of it up for a heavy duration of the loan. You could just require the borrower to keep the loan at 150% or be liquidated, certainly a very niche product. This is something that Crypto.com, Nexo, Binance have been doing for years, but the main reason people do not use those services because people do not trust these platforms, and rightly so. Also, when it comes to the question of staking your XRP, obviously this email is a scam and not Coinbase. the main answer to that question is no. Right? XRP is not based on a proof of stake consensus mechanism. Alternately to a proof of stake blockchain, you still hold the private keys while you delegate to a stake pool. There's also talks further down the line, once there's correct framework, regulations in place. A lot of influencers have stated this, that you're going to lend your XRP to banks and financial institutions for a very high APY. I'm not going to say the percentages, but I've heard very high APYs being said. I'm personally yet to see any official documentation on this or any visible information. It's more trust me, or if you know the true value of XRP, you know this is going to happen. Obviously, NASDAQ are offering crypto custody, but it's quite a jump from NASDAQ to banks and financial institutions. I'm not writing it off completely, but I'm yet to see any official, visible evidence of that actually occurring, right? Also, when it comes to, automated market makers, liquidity pools on the XRP ledger, that's a completely different story when it comes to passive income with your XRP. Now, moving on to the final part of the video when it comes to do you hold an XRP, enough XRP approaching the end of the lawsuit? Question at hand, lawsuit ending. Are we going to go to $10 in the blink of an eye? $100? $1,000? Realistically, none of those targets are going to be hit, the lawsuit ending. But the most important thing to realize is that you're in the right place and the right time. If you watch this video from this far in the video, you are in the right place and you are you are approaching the right time. With your XRP bag that you feel comfortable with, that is the only thing that really matters. Whether that be 1,000 XRP, 10,000, 100,000, you have to be okay with your bag. It's okay to strive for more. I strive for more every single week, every single month. But be satisfied with how much XRP you have approaching the end of this lawsuit. Do not compare with anyone else. But that is pretty much it for today's video. I'm going to leave you guys a little clip to sort of emphasize what the attack in crypto is actually happening, what their motives are, and how important your bag of XRP truly is. Let me know down below, what is your game plan? Are you not taking any profit at all? Maybe leave me a little sense as to why, how important XRP is to you. Are you taking some profit? Are you 50-50? What percentages are you sort of working with? Please let me know down below. But maybe it's a fun video. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
The notion that so many people want to see this succeed, again, whether you're an investor or not, I think speaks to the idea of freedom, of innovation, of self-determination. And there are a lot of powerful forces out there that don't want to see that happen.
Absolutely. And what I think what's happening is that cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin is one of the few times in history where the individual kind of front run the industry, if you will, and the hedge funds. And personally, I think the Gensler's attack on crypto is to allow the hedge funds and the Wall Streeters to come in, crash the market. They come in and then
By the way, they do that with the stock market all the time, all the time. By the way, did you see a guy from Citadel left Citadel to get in the crypto business?
Of course.